A very good evening and welcome to the Thursday night's edition of Primetime News. I'm Selima Shimwefeleni Masipa. Leading our newscast tonight, Head of State Dr. Hage Geingob has emphasized that industrial development should be at the core of the SADC region's development as it holds the key to diversification of the regional economy. Our coastal-based correspondent filed our lead report.
Geingob, speaking at the official opening of the Swakopmund International Trade Expo on Wednesday, said that industrialization would enable the region to expand its productive capacity,
which in turn will help us make more efficient use of our natural resources, so that we are able to create more employment opportunities for our people. In turn, as our economies become more sustainable, inclusive and growth-oriented, this will enable us to effectively tackle the scourge of poverty and hunger.
The Expo is a flagship annual event organized by the Namibia Chamber of Commerce and Industry for exhibitors within Namibia and across the continent to showcase their products and services. It is being held in conjunction with the Zambia-Namibia Business Seminar. The Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema, who was the keynote speaker at the event, encouraged the business sector to enter joint ventures with the government as it is placed to make things happen for the greater good of the people.
And again, I want to emphasize that having my elder brother, President here, myself here, I think we are sending a clear signal that public sector, private sector working together is not an issue of, if you like, shortchanging each other or suspecting each other. This is what we would like it to be going forward. And if we're not doing it well, you will help us to do it well. I think because it's important. And it should be what is normal, not what is rare.
The expo ends on Saturday. Reporting for Primetime News, I'm Michael Madimba.
Minister of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, Kale Schlettwein, who also serves as the president of the Africa Ministers' Council on Water, on Wednesday, noted that it is imperative that the council be at the forefront of promoting water infrastructure development as a means of providing a service which is water to the economy. Schlettwein was speaking during the 13th ordinary session of the Executive Committee of the Africa Ministers' Council on Water.
It is against this background that I invite you to champion a new narrative on water that emphasizes the full potential of water in the economy and society. We need to motivate universal appreciation of the vitality and centrality of water in economic growth, in job creation, in industrialization, indeed in every aspect of our lives. Our efforts to raise the profile of water must first and foremost build a business case for water prioritization in national, regional and global development planning. Notably, it is imperative that we are at the forefront of promoting water infrastructure development as a means to provide a service, which is clean water, to the economy. It is this service, namely managed reliability and affordability of water from an infrastructure development, that in turn enables growth and development to happen.
Moving on to both a sad and shocking development, Nampol Erongo Regional Commander, Commissioner Nicholas Kepumbona, on Wednesday confirmed the recent discovery of human body parts discovered at a sewage dam in Karibib as those of the 6-year-old Adrian Oswin, who was reported missing on Friday at the town. More from this report.
In an interview with the media on Wednesday, Kupembona said that some body parts, namely feet, hands and arms, were discovered in a plastic bag floating in the sewage dam just outside the town on Tuesday. He added that the rest of the body was also discovered in the same place on Wednesday after a search was conducted by Nampol members, noting that the body was about 70% decomposed when it was discovered. He noted the DNA test still needs to be carried out just to verify that indeed the body does belong to that of the missing boy. However, the mother has positively identified the remains as those of her son. Kupembona added that although investigations are still at an advanced stage, the police have so far called in several people who are of interest for questioning. Oswin went missing after his grandfather escorted him halfway to his mother's house after visiting the former the previous day. The police further noted that when the mother, who assumed the boy was still at his grandfather's, took some clothes for him, she did not find him at the house and was told that he had been escorted halfway 3 days ago. A missing persons report was then opened the same day. Reporting for Primetime News, I'm Michael Madimba.
Our deepest condolences go out to the family. Moving on. Reconnaissance Energy Namibia, a subsidiary of Recon Africa, on Monday donated medical equipment to the Ministry of Health and Social Services as part of its support to the ministry's COVID-19 relief program.
The equipment, valued at 6.7 million Namibian dollars, includes vital signs monitors, continuous positive airway pressure machines, ventilators and oxygen concentrators, which will be able to assist in the delivery of public health care beyond the COVID-19 pandemic. Forming part of the second phase of Recon Namibia's 15 million Namibian dollars support to the Ministry of Health and Social Services COVID-19 relief, Minister of Health and Social Services, Dr. Kalumbi Shangula, stated that the donation directed to the hospitals in Kavango East and Kavango West will reduce the burden on the ministry in having to transport patients from the regions to the capital for medical assistance that require this equipment. He further added that the donated items are not COVID-19 relief specific, but will also be utilized for other medical needs. Reporting for Primetime News, I'm Michael Madimba.
When we return, UNESCO says the Namibia Training Authority is unable to register eligible employers. Welcome to Primetime Biz, where we break down everything business and economics. We begin with the local economy. Namibia's inflation-wary consumers are set for another reconfiguration of their household budgets. This after staple food producer Namib Mills announced an increase in prices of their product range with effect from the 14th of November 2022. Linnea Dishena filed this insert.
Namib Mills, in a media statement on Wednesday, said the price increase is necessitated by the decline in the value of the Namibian dollar compared to the US dollar, shedding 17% of its value over the last couple of months. The product range to increase includes maize meal at 13%, instant maize porridge by 9%, and pasta Pulana and pasta king at 3%, with flour and complete mix will increase by 5%, bread at 4%, and sugar at 6.5%. The company noted there is a strong correlation between the maize price and the exchange rate because of maize being exported from South Africa. It also said Russia's invasion of Ukraine continues to disrupt both energy, food, and financial markets, noting that Ukraine grows enough food to feed an estimated 400 million people around the world. This includes 50% of the world's sunflower oil supply, 10% of the worldwide grain supply, and 13% of the global maize supply.
Now, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization revealed that the Namibia Training Authority is unable to identify and register eligible employer companies qualified for the Vocational Education and Training Levy introduced in 2014.
The 2020 UNESCO Global Review on Training Funds in Namibia report said that NTA estimates that only 15% of eligible levy payers are registered, as the entity finds it difficult to establish how many and which companies should be paying levies due to the lack of a unified database of Namibian employers. The report said the training levy's main purpose is aimed at mobilizing additional resources for skill development and to allocate funds generated to training in priority skill areas. However, according to the report, only 2,895 employers are registered as levy payers. It noted that NTA, through the levy, collected 380 million Namibian dollars between 2018 and 2020, noting that companies with a projected annual payroll of less than 1 million Namibian dollars are exempted. The report also indicated that about half of employers consider the levy as a tax, according to the Employers Organization in Namibia, adding that currently NTA only deploys compliance inspectors as a means to increase compliance.
That's all the top news we had for you this evening. Stay tuned for the business and economics roundup, followed by the weather forecast. Welcome to Sport Planet. Cycling leads the segment. Eben Eater, team manager and sport director of the NCCS Pro Cycling team, says they have not given up on their dream of forming a continental team that will represent UCI World Tours. In an interview with the Namibia Press Agency on Monday, Eater said due to the COVID-19 pandemic, their plans of forming a continental tour team were delayed. He noted that our goal is to have a team that can represent the country at all these tours around the world, but due to lack of sponsorship, that dream was not realized. On to some football with a historical twist. The football which Diego Maradona used to score his hand of God goal against England at the 1986 World Cup is set to go to auction next month with an estimate of between 2.8 and 3.3 million US dollars. Argentina star Maradona famously punched the ball beyond England goalkeeper Peter Shilton to open the scoring in the quarter-final clash at the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. He followed up the controversial incident by claiming a superb solo second, which has become known as the goal of the century, as Argentina won 2-1 en route to the title. Referee Ali bin Nasser, who took charge of the game and failed to spot the handball, is the owner of the ball. It will be sold by Graham Budd Auctions in Britain on November 16. It will be interesting to see who ends up becoming the owner of this prized collectible. Stand by for your sports roundup. With the sports news, we've come to the end of tonight's Primetime News. Many thanks for tuning in. Do make a date with us tomorrow for this week's last edition of Primetime News. From myself, Selima Shimwefeleni Masipa, and the entire production crew, it's good night.